Kogonada's first feature, Columbus, is one of my favorite films of all time. I first watched it at the perfect time in my life as I, like the film's main character Casey, was facing conflicting emotions about my future. I was unsure if I wanted to go across the country for film school or stay close to those who love me most. The film's quiet, gentle style that evoked master filmmakers like Edward Yang and Yasujiro Ozu really spoke to me. And from that point forward, I knew Kogonada was going to be someone I needed to keep my eyes on. And now after 5 long years, Kogonada has finally returned with After Yang, a lo-fi, beautifully rendered science fiction film about a family forced to confront ideas of grief, love, and the meaning of life when their AI companion Yang malfunctions. Like Columbus, Kogonada isn't working with some grand, intricate narrative here. Rather, he seeks to deliver a meditative, character-driven tale that relishes in its simplicity. This isn't what you would normally find in science fiction films today, because Kogonada isn't concerned with convoluted world-building or boring technobabble. He instead grounds the film to a point where the emotions on display and what these characters are experiencing are relatable, regardless of how distant this future may be. The film touches on humanity's relationship with technology, looking at the ways in which we as a society have grown increasingly reliant on it. But the thing is, Kogonada is never condemning you for placing importance on such things, because he understands the comfort that it can provide, and that these conversations are far more nuanced than technology good, technology bad. Kogonada also uses this futuristic landscape to observe grief and memory, ruminating on the impermanence of life and how losing someone close to you forces you to reevaluate everything around you. You begin to dwell on those lost memories and yearn for more of those quiet little moments with someone you love. But interestingly enough, After Yang asks, what happens when you reach beyond the limitations of your own memories of someone and have the ability to extract their most internal, intimate moments and truly get to understand them for who they were? Understand their insecurities, their desires, their pain. And Colin Farrell's character in this film battles this exact dilemma. He asks himself, is looking inwardly on this AI's memory far too intrusive? Or is this the only way to truly understand Yang and his state of being? This all easily could have felt far too emotionally detached or cold, as on the surface this concept can seem pretty far out there. But Kogonada never veers from our understanding of existence, and because of that, we get a film that is grounded and achingly human. I do think, though, that some will be turned off by the film's languid pacing and existential musings, but if you know Kogonada's work, this shouldn't come as a surprise at all, as he allows his narratives to breathe and flow naturally, providing the viewer with moments of deep contemplation that never interrupt that natural flow. The film also has some of the most sumptuous and striking compositions I've ever seen. Similar to Columbus, Kogonada doesn't use a lot of close-ups or move the camera a lot here. He instead opts for a still, patient camera that works almost exclusively in medium to long shots. He utilizes nearly every bit of power that wide compositions can offer, as we are able to see the subtle movements of his characters and learn so much about them from their posture or the way they inhabit certain spaces. I think a lot of filmmakers that try to use these same techniques easily make it all feel incredibly stilted, but Kogonada shows that he has an adept understanding of the power of composition, and knows how stylistic restraint can convey so much information and emotion. I think of filmmakers like Edward Yang, Siming Long, and Hao Shin when I see how Kogonada utilizes the camera, and there's truly no other contemporary filmmaker out there in which I can say that same thing. I also can't forget to mention the sublime performances from everyone involved here. Each actor is so perfectly in step with the quietude of Kogonada's filmmaking, but this is undoubtedly a showcase for Colin Farrell. He delivers an understated performance that captures the strange feelings of grief oh so effectively. You can see within him that there are always emotions hidden underneath the surface, and Farrell only allows fragments of those burrowed emotions to rise to the surface every now and again. In the hands of a less brilliant actor, I think we could have seen a performance that was either far too inexpressive or far too melodramatic. But Farrell gracefully toes the line between those two for a performance that is so true to life. I think Kogonada just has this way of pushing out beautifully nuanced and authentic performances from his actors, and I think that's an unappreciated aspect of his work. Overall though, it's safe to say that I loved After Yang and found it to be something truly special. It's a film that will make you cry a ton, but you'll also find yourself pondering on its themes weeks after you watch it, and is one of those rare films that from top to bottom is simply flawless. I just know it's going to stay with me for a long, long time, and I think like Columbus will be a movie I go to feel comforted and have a good cry. I hope you all watch this film and end up being just as moved by it as I was, and now let's just hope we don't have to wait another 5 years for Kogonada's next masterpiece. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoy what I'm doing here, please like the video and subscribe. It helps me grow this channel and it would mean a lot. But that's it. Stay safe out there and hopefully see you next time.